Oi, oi! Hello, welcome to episode 40 of TerraFirmaCraft Reloaded with DankNStein. Here we are in a rather rainy night, but I've got something very exciting to show you, and we've got big plans for today's episode. In between this episode and the last, I used my diamond hammer with Unbreaking 3 on it to break a lot of sand, and we've still got a little backlog here, but we did the full hammer. Durability is 1500 and something, and then with Unbreaking 3 on, God knows how many blocks, and then we sifted all of that dust, and you'll see I've upgraded this area ever so slightly. I've just rearranged things, moved this guy here to make room for 3 double lockers, and as you can see, we need it. So this is the total produce of one diamond hammer with Unbreaking 3 on it. All the dust's in here, so you can see that this is a lot of limonite powder. I'm interested to see exactly how many ingots of iron this is going to be. We got about 40 from the hammer without Unbreaking 3 on it, but the other thing is, you see this dust here, this lapis dust, I believe it was this, wasn't it? And then is it the Minecraft one there? That's the stuff that we can use in tinkers. So I mean, this is incredibly valuable here, right? Yeah, so it would be interesting to see what we get from all of those in here. That's quite a lot of redstone. I mean, that's awesome output of redstone there. Good amount of glowstone as well. Little bits of these applied energistics dusts here. Kaolinite powder and graphite. I mean, all of this is good stuff. And then in the final one here, we have these Shergant dusts, each one of which will make an ingot. And then we have all of these shards for Thorncraft. So I mean, we basically traded a fair amount of time, but I was kind of AFKing. I was watching stuff on the other monitor. But we traded 2 ingots of blue steel and like 30 levels. And, you know, the levels are nothing. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good trade. And if we can get a golem to stand here and do the sifting for us, even better. Because the sifting is the hard bit. I can't quite AFK that, because I can only do a stack at a time. So what should we start with? Should we start with the iron? Let's get all this hematite and limonite powder into the smeltery up here. And so I guess what the other thing we could do is we could install that mod that I know is in other packs, where when you run out of something in your bar, if you've got more of it in your main inventory, it pulls it in. And that would mean we could do a full inventory's worth of dust without coming back to the computer. Oh look, there's iron left in here already. Just 8 nuggets, but fine. Fine, that's perfect. Perfect situation to be throwing all this dust at it. Okay, and so this malachite powder we can also convert into copper, but then we've got all of these pieces of dust here which we chuck into our silver, lead. Don't think the bauxite will work, but we'll take as much as we can. Gold there. I think the tin, yeah, we'll leave the aluminium and do that in a sec. But all the rest of these dusts here, they are processed in the alloy smelter here. And maybe what we should do is we should go and get our capacitor that we had over here in the sag mill. It might be worth making a second one of these today. But yeah, this just greatly speeds up the process. There we go. Lovely. And how's this guy doing over here? We're building up some iron. We've still got a lot to process. It's promising. Okay, and so a little bit of processing later. Here is what we got. And then there's a little bit of overflow in here, some of these dusts. So that's quartz powder, that's a bit of chalk powder, and then the sulfur and the saltpeter were 2 of the things we were most interested in for generating gunpowder. So that's, you know, a couple of stacks of gunpowder we're getting out of each time we do this. But the other thing is the sand that we processed generated an awful lot of saltpeter here as well, which is really cool. That's like a byproduct of the sag mill sandstone to sand thing. So sulfur we can easily get from the world as well. It's quite farmable. We just have to do a little bit of a trip over there to where the lava is, but we can mine up a huge amount of it. So anyway, so getting quite a lot of saltpeter out of this means that, yeah, our gunpowder situation is pretty good. And then onto, yeah, so that's that chest. Then onto this one. This one's now empty. So 33 ingots of tin, 33 ingots of bismuth, and then about 60 ingots of copper. We've got about 70 aluminium, 30 odd gold, 30 silver, About 40 rose gold there. Now the interesting bit, the iron. Okay, this is like about 140 ingots of iron, which is awesome. That's the thing we're most interested in. We're most interested in this iron. A little bit of lead there, 23. We've got a lot of lapis and a large amount of redstone, large amount of glowstone there. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is worth it. This is worth the 2 blue steel ingots, isn't it? It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this place is absolutely awesome now. Like the amount of aluminium is ludicrous. We need to find a use for that, like a good practical use, hopefully somewhere. What I've done back here is I've now made like duplicates of these 3 across the backboard. So we've got another iron, pig iron, and steel. But that's 2 full stacks of 64, 3 full stacks of 64, and a 44. That's a lot of iron. That is in the regions of like 230 ingots, something like that, around there. It's decent. It kind of leads me on to the question that I wanted to ask for today. Having done all of that dust sifting and really given our iron reserves a big kick, can we make some progress with immersive engineering machines, with incredibly expensive immersive engineering machines? Let's have a little look, shall we? Okay, well, the short answer is no, I don't think so. We've got a few things here already. A couple of industrial squeezer blocks we made before, some steel scaffolding there, 1 light engineering block, 1 heavy one, but not a great deal of stuff. I've just done some maths though, keeping those items we do already have in mind, and was looking at the industrial squeezer, which is a prerequisite machine for the arc furnace, because we need this to make our graphite rods, whatever these things are. This guy, the Graphite Electrodes. We need these graphite ingots. The ingots come only from this dust, no matter which machine we're looking at processing them in. You need that dust, and that dust only comes from the industrial squeezer. I mean, you can get it from the crusher too, but that's bringing the ingots back around. So we need this industrial squeezer for our coke dust to go into. That's just something we'll need for the arc furnace. So looking at that one, that to finish off the industrial squeezer, which is to make that recipe, to basically make this recipe 3 more times, and then to get also all of the light engineering blocks that we need. We're looking at a cool 150 iron and 51 copper. So that would do the vast majority of our iron, making the industrial squeezer. If you look over at the arc furnace is going to be mostly steel, and we are really short on that. We'll need to convert a lot of this pig iron over to steel in order to make that work, which we can do, and we can do that on our metal press, so it's not the hugest amount of effort, and we've certainly got the numbers. The arc furnace is going to take 182 more ingots of steel for us, and another 97 iron. So when you think about the 150 we need for the squeezer plus the 97, we're looking at close to 250 ingots of iron. We're going to be just short on that, probably only just. So we have 236 ingots of iron here right now, and we'll need 147. We're 11 ingots short to be able to just do the whole thing. That's of course assuming that I haven't made mistakes in my maths, which I almost certainly have. But the rest of the arc furnace, it'd be 97 iron, it'd be 182 steel, we'd need another 44 copper, and we'd need 27 blast bricks. So this is a lot of stuff. My maths might be wrong, But I guess let's start with the industrial squeezer. The plan is that we put the industrial squeezer here. It's a 3x3 by 3 tall. I think it will fit here perfectly. It is, isn't it? Yeah. And how does it look when it's finished? It looks quite nice. I think it will look nice there. Add something to the area. And then the arc furnace is much bigger. It's like 5x5 by something. I don't know how tall it is, but 5x5 footprint. So this is where I think we come to putting a deck similar to this one out here that will be a kind of balcony, similar to the balcony over there, I suppose. And kind of, yeah, it will help give an edge to this side of the workshop. That's the plan. So if we can just somehow generate another 11 ingots of iron, we'll be we should be able to do all of that building this episode. So first things first, guys, let's start processing tons and tons of pig iron into steel. Let's just start with this stack of 60 ingots here. High carbon steel, perfect. In fact, like, who am I kidding? That's just not going to be anywhere near enough, is it? We need to be grabbing all of that up there. So if we just get all those in there. Oh, look, just in time to keep the efficiency up. Now, something I did a minute ago as well is I've sealed in here a little piece of malachite powder. It was our last piece, but that's given us 8 pieces of dye, which means we can do this recipe 3 times. So let's focus on this guy now. We're going to need a lot of these iron mechanical components. I haven't actually worked out how many we need in total for everything we're building today. Maybe I should do that right now. We need at least 38 of these iron mechanical components. Is that right? I think it is. So that's a lot of these. So we need 38 ingots of copper and whatever 38. There we go. Let's grab these. Right, so 38 times 4 is 152. So this is going to be the majority of our iron spend. Is going to be on these components here. No sooner had he placed the blocks or the ingots down did he pick them back up again and spend them all. Okay, and all these are done, are they? Lovely, high carbon steel. That all goes straight back in the other end. Fantastic. And then we can make all of these. So let's start with a stack of 32 of them, I suppose. Lovely. And then another 6. Okay, great. Now we need a few pistons to finish off this recipe. We're going to need 6 pistons. So that's all well and good. And here they are. Whoops. Here they are. Oh, damn. We need the iron that goes around the edges. Okay. So what's that? Another 12 iron. Okay, well, at least now with these smaller stacks, we're able to do our classic trick here. We don't have to put the blocks down to grab more iron. What do we need? 12, yeah. Okay, and then those were there, those were there, and those were there. And we just want it 3 times, so we have 8 pieces of that in total, because there's 2 in our chest back over there. So if we just throw our spare green dye up in here, and we've got to remember that lime water trick. You can turn any 1 piece of powder into 8 pieces of paint, which are all replaceable in all these dye-based recipes. You can either use the dye or the powder or the paint. Where's the powder? It will show the powder. There we go. So, I mean, yeah, the paint trick is a very good one. Worth noting for this pack, for sure. Now we need to make tons of these light engineering blocks. We need 19 in total of these, so we need to run this recipe that makes 2 of them 8 more times. So that's, I think, where these guys are coming in. Well, a lot of where they're coming in is that. So we need 8 times 4 on the iron and 8 times 3 on the copper now. You guys, seriously, do you remember how much we had a minute ago? That's all the iron we have in the world right now. Oh boy. So, what was this recipe? Was it like this? And then just those through the middle. Oh, I miscalculated. We need to run that recipe once more. Now, I don't think that's not a miscalculation in my initial stages. That was one I made just now, so I don't think that changes the totals we've discussed for the episode. Right, so that should be the industrial squeezer all made up now. If we just come over here and grab, which I should have done a moment ago, but whatever, we'll grab these now. We can build this thing, I think. What is it? Is it just Yeah, okay, it's kind of logical. So, I mean, these things are so crazily expensive, but once we have all of immersive engineering up and running, I think then it's just, we're just going to be printing money. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we need our hammer and stuff. Alright, here we go, moment of truth. Will it work? Oh baby, it does. And we have an output there, and an output there, an output there. Okay, they're all there, it's all the way around. That's fine, so we can choose which sides we pump things in and out. So we need it, it needs some power. That'll be the first thing it needs. It must produce some sort of liquid, but maybe that's in other recipes, maybe it doesn't in this one. Let's test it out. And run some power, run some power. It doesn't go through our chest, does it? Kind of looks like it cuts it a little bit fine, but I think it's okay for now. Yeah, I think it's alright. He's fine. And then up to there. Okay, and now this thing should be in the power network. Indeed it is. That charged pretty quick. We're still only using low voltage, so there's going to come a day when we need to start upgrading some of these medium voltage or high voltage wires, and same goes for the connectors wherever they are. I think the high voltage ones start to get quite expensive. Insulating glass. It's not that expensive. Interesting. Okay. Should work, shouldn't it? Alright, that's grand. And this isn't producing any sort of liquid byproduct, this recipe. Now the thing that we can immediately test with these is the next step in the process. Is it failing to do it because there's not enough there? We seem to be sort of wasting energy or something. Couldn't really complete it with those three. Anyway, can we smelt these down here? Yes, we can. Okay, that's very interesting because we were a bit nervous that we might have to build an IE blast furnace for this stage, but we don't. We just need to go and grab a load of sticks. Alright, now there may be more efficient fuels we can use here, but the sticks, we kind of don't know what to do with all the sticks we get. And I have tried, like TFC wood doesn't work in here, for example. I don't think the coal does too. Maybe the coal will. Maybe the coal that we have does. But anyway, that's fine. Like, that's working. And I think we can now test the final part of this process to get these graphite electrodes. I think I've never used this before, but we just chuck these in here, right? How does this thing work? Do we have to like place them on the table? Like, look, we need a blueprint for this. So we need 7 of the ingots. We need a piece of blue dye, easy, and a piece of paper, easy. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, hold on. So we only got 1. Okay, we got 1. And I think we need to have 3 of those at any given moment, right? Let's keep the production of these going for a moment, and I'll show you the full process that we have been working on for many weeks now. That's why we were doing this. Okay, oh look, and this is just getting full. So we'll chuck as much of that stuff into our crusher as we can to generate more of this coke dust. Oh, so this is kind of like step 1 of the process. Well, step 1 is the creation of this coal coke over there from our anthracite. That's coming out there, beautiful. Alright, and I'm going to keep doing this in the background, but for now, just to really hammer the point home, here's the whole process, because then from there we've got more of this dust we can chuck into our squeezer. And I'm curious to see, with the crusher and the squeezer running at the same time, how do our 2 water wheels hold up here? Yeah, we're fine, even when they're both running, unless the crusher's stopped. I don't think it has. Crusher's still going. This guy's going. It just does them all in one immediate batch. That's really interesting. Okay. So the industrial squeezer runs incredibly quickly. But yeah, so that's our process here for creating these electrodes. Not too bad. Okay, so next. We are going to have to find 11 more ingots of iron somehow in this episode. But I'm going to cross that bridge a little bit later. Let's talk about this arc furnace. Cauldron we can do. The steel slabs. These things are super expensive. You think 14 steel slabs. Okay, sure. They're not going to be as expensive as those blocks of steel. Wrong! The steel slabs, well, I suppose they're less than half a block, to be fair. But they're still 4 ingots. I guess that adds up. But we're going to have to do some heating up and welding here. And we need how many of these steel slabs? 14. we need 28 double ingots of steel. So we can start by doing this here. The blue hammer's going to give us doubles. Yeah, that's our 56 there. So we'll chuck those in, and that should start making our doubles. Yes, it does. Good. Okay, here we go. They're starting to get weldable. Let's do this. Right, lovely. Okay, the last ones. 14 steel slabs. Alright, so gathering up for the light engineering blocks now for the arc furnace. We need 28 ingots of iron here, in addition to everything else we've already made. So that leaves us with just 2 left. But I think now with all this, we can get quite a lot of all this done. So look, firstly our 4 blocks of steel are here. Voila. Then we need to make 14 light engineering blocks here to go along with... Oh yeah, no, that's it, just 14 of them. So I think they're like that, and like that, and like that. 14, beautiful. And then we need another 6 heavy. Okay, so that's a lot more steel again. So needing to bang out this recipe 3 times now means we need 6 pistons here. That's the only iron that this recipe takes, but 6 pistons is 6 ingots of iron, and as you saw, we only have 2 left. Now I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes, we do have a couple in here. So we literally just need 2 more ingots of iron, and then we'll need the cauldron, which takes 7 ingots, and that'll be everything. So we need 9 ingots of iron here. Okay, well look, I mean, let's just take a little trip over here. This is the site of our gunpowder barrel explosion the other day, but we centered that around the rich vein. But this original exposed normal vein that we initially found, we didn't actually do much mining of. So I'm just going to nip over there quickly. Having done so much of the like processing of dust to get our iron, there's something that feels very genuine and old school about doing what I'm doing now, coming out and actually mining it. Alright, we are home. I love this little like underground backdoor entrance that we have. It's quite sick. Okay, 16 ingots. Oh baby. So we'll find out now if I've made any miscalculations, and if I haven't throughout this whole process, then I'll be absolutely flabbergasted. But let's see. Oh yes, so we'll need to come around here. Did I grab the pistons out there already? I did. We'll need, what, 4 bits of redstone. We need to make a cauldron. And we already had a cauldron over there, but that was for use with the metal press. So this way we're not robbing from you know, Peter to feed Paul, or however the phrase goes. So I think the iron's in the middle. I always get that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is like that. 4 more pistons. 3 spare ingots of iron there. Those are our 6. And I think then we're in a position to make these heavy engineering blocks, right? These are some epic pieces of crafting that we're doing here, guys. Like, the difference in that ingot storage room for before and after is something else. So 6 of these guys is our first port of call, like that, and then like that. For 3 goes on that recipe. So could it be that is everything in our list? Ah, we haven't made our reinforced blast bricks yet. 27 of them, no less. That's a lot. That's a lot of blast bricks. So we're going to need a lot of fire clay. Where's the reinforced blast bricks? Let me show you the deal with those guys. Here they are. We need a lot of steel. Did I have that in my calculation? Oh, I did. Okay, so we need 54 ingots of steel turned into sheets to make 27 sheets. But we'll do that in a minute. So we need the steel sheets on normal blast bricks to make the reinforced ones. But the normal blast bricks, it's not a cheap recipe, that. So to make 27 of those, well, we need to run that recipe 14 times. So 14 times 4, It's another 56 jobby, isn't it? We need 56 fire bricks, and then we'll need, you know, a couple of stacks of mortar. So actually maybe the amount of mortar we have, maybe that's just enough. Okay, so check it out. This is all the fire clay we've got currently, which will make us 12 fire bricks. So let's get those cooking straight away, the first 8. We need some wood. Okay, very nice. So that they're going. We do have enough mortar, so we don't have to worry about that. So let's just make... Okay, fire clay. Whoops. So that's lucky, isn't it? All of that sifting of dirt. This is... Sorry, of the dust. This is what I mean about how useful the various things are that the dust gave us. We wouldn't have been able to do it without the kaolinite powder that the dust sifting gave us either. We did mine a lot of graphite back in the day. And we do have kaolinite around to mine, but... It's just the proof's in the pudding. Like, we've used so much of those resources we got from that dust. It's such a useful endeavour. That should be the exact amount that we need. Okay, let's just get these spare bits of iron out of our inventory too. That's it. 5 ingots of iron to our name. How many did we have at the start of this episode? 240 or something? And again, look at the amount of our the pig iron was piled high. Oh, someone's calling me. Right, and on the topic of rinsing through all of our metal, we now need 54 steel to turn into sheets for these reinforced blocks as well. So this really is going to take us down to almost nothing. I mean, arguably we need like an array of these guys. Like if you had a room with like 6 of them in a row, that would be incredibly useful for doing these large batches of fire clay. Whenever fire clay comes up, we always have to do tons and tons. It takes forever. Right, so we want the blue hammer for doubles into sheets. Yep. And we chuck all of this steel in. Yes. Okay. And then round they go once more for the sheets. Very nice. And I think in the meantime then, while we're waiting, the next thing to do is to build our platform here for the arc furnace, because once those sheets are done, that's on its second run now, but we'll do a few more of those. And so while we're doing it, let's start building. Getting a bit hungry while we're working here. So why not just grab some fresh lemons from the garden? Gorgeous. Okay, so here's the shape I've been working on. I like the flow of coming down onto the slab height here. So even though it's going to be a little bit impractical when building, yeah, I think that's nice. And I like this sort of shape, although if you come up here and look at it from the top of the stairs looking down, it does look a bit strange the way it sticks out here, and I think we're going to probably have to kiss goodbye to these guys being dirt, I think, and put some schist in there instead. I think it's going to work. And then we want one of these pillars underneath it. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to destroy a fair bit here. Alright, perfect. And that settles that. So if we have a little fly down here, I think, and just see what we think. Oh, we can't see because of us. Let's fly over here. This is a classic viewing platform. Yeah, that's cool, right? That looks fine to me. It needs a couple of fences around it, doesn't it, I think? Whee! Ow. Yeah, cool, man. I like that tree on the corner as well. So, there we go. Pride of place for our arc furnace. Okay, just while I'm waiting here, I've just been chiseling a few blocks around this industrial squeezer just to try and make it look a bit nicer. Like, it just looked like a bit of a block just sat there, not really flowing into its environment. And I think just these little stone cases kind of match what we did at the top here, and just give it a sense of like belonging, you know? Alright, here we go. So this should be the last segment of the episode, and it's probably going to be a long one. I want to do this bit as unedited as possible because this is really exciting. So let's see if we've not absolutely messed this up, right? So we have all of these now, which go in a 4 kind of formation, right? To make 14. And I don't know how we do this, something like that. Okay, 28 of those. That's beautiful. And then, yes. But here we go, guys. Right, this is massive. This is something I thought was probably fairly impossible, to be honest, when I first looked at all of this. But there we go. 27. So that's everything. So now let's build the thing. So we want a lighted I guess we want it facing this way, do we? What does it look like when it's finished? Yeah, I guess we want it facing this way. Perfect. So cauldron, front and center. A light engineering block also went front on the left. And then we have this kind of 3 heavies at the back, wrapped in 2 pieces of scaffolding on each side. And I think, do we fill the rest of the space with slabs now? Then blocks there and there, and all the rest of the bottom layer is slabs. Yeah. Yep. So expensive. Okay, that's 1 layer. Second layer, we start to put 6 of our blast bricks down. We have another light guy at the front here. We have 3 light guys at the back. Is that right? Yep. And then heavy scaffolding, heavy on the sides. Heavy, 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 heavy. Scaffolding, scaffolding. This is so exciting. Oops. Miss drop. 6 of these. Next layer. Okay, then 12 of those guys, all lights and 2 blocks. Okay, so block. Was it just all lights across the back? Yeah. And then like 12 of these dudes. Whoa, excuse me. Can I please jump up there? Thank you. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that. Then 9 and 1, 2, 1 at the top. Huh! Wait, which way around was it? Okay, so scaffolding, scaffolding, light in the middle. 9 of these guys. Very good. And the top row, 3 and 2. Wow, we have actually done it. No mistakes. No sudden surprises that we're missing something. And then I think we hit the cauldron. Oh, snap. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. What a pricey mother this thing turned out to be. So where does our power come in? We need to put our 3 electrodes in the top. Let's read about this thing now. Arc furnace is a massive structure used to quickly smelt metals. Okay. Furnace excels at smelting metals, blah blah blah. Energy is input through the 3 connectors at the back. 3 connectors at the back. Aha. I see. Huh, interesting. I mean, I'm almost certain that just using the low voltage stuff that we have right now isn't going to cut it. Plus we only have 1 of those connectors anyway. Okay, and look, here's the interface. This is all very exciting. Now, here's the thing. We are fresh out of resources. So if we're looking at like creating, you know, like high voltage coils. Ooh, I have platinum, you say? That's quite interesting. What about the medium voltage? Rose gold. Okay, very interesting. Platinum, right. It's a shame that wasn't aluminium, that, wasn't it? That would have been a touch. Yeah, right. So these like high voltage wire relays do require some iron. Medium voltage ones also require iron. It's only the little ones that require copper. So I think, you know, what we probably need to do, because this episode's run long and it's certainly I've spent a long time on it. We'll have to start making use of this and managing our power. Maybe we build a few more of these guys and we'll start playing with this thing. So yeah, very exciting. What an epic build. So just to summarize today's episode, we spent 150 ingots of iron. We spent just under 100 ingots of copper and 182 ingots of steel to build this guy and this guy. And you remember what our vault looked like when we started? Well, this is this is what it looks like now. We used to have these stacked up high, and then on this wall loads. That's it. That's everything. But we have all of this weak steel, which the arc furnace can process for us. So catch the stream on Tuesday, and you'll see us having some fun with that. Otherwise, we'll do a bit of it at the start of the next edited episode as well. So yeah, next time tune in for arc furnace fun. Thank you very much for watching. This is a momentous occasion. 40 episodes as well, 500 subscribers recently. Everything's a landmark. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, and peace be with y'all.